What's up, guys? Welcome back to your Halloween headquarters. That's right, it's almost Halloween, and so to celebrate, we're gonna do a few Halloween-themed videos this week. And to start us off, we're gonna go through my picks for the top 5 Green Goblin Heroclix. So without further ado, let's get to the list. Alright, so starting us off, we've got the 10th anniversary rare Green Goblin here. Now, honestly, this one is probably my favorite sculpt of a Green Goblin. I just love the pumpkin bomb throwing effect and that awesome gigantic glider that he's on. He's got like 2 bags of pumpkin bombs that are just like flying off of him almost. Just looks really, really awesome. But unfortunately, he does not quite have the stats to back it up, but he's just barely good enough to make our list at number 5. So he does have a lot of good keywords there: Dark Avengers, Hammer, Scientist, Sinister Syndicate, and Thunderbolts. Really cool trait, though. I do love this. I will kill the arachnid. When a character named Spider-Man is on the map, Green Goblin modifies his attack value by +1 and his defense value by -1. So you could actually play him with a Spider-Man, like on a Scientist theme team or something like that, if you wanted to get that +1 attack. -1 defense, though, does kind of suck, but not too bad for 117 points. He's got this cool energy explosion and super strength special, and when he uses energy explosion, damage dealt is penetrating, so that's pretty awesome. And of course, Sinister Syndicate there can help his attack value. Now we can take just a quick spin through his dial. You can see he starts with some running shot, flight, 10 attack, 18 defense with toughness, and 3 damage. So that could go up to an 11 attack and down to a 17 defense if there's a Spider-Man on the map. 5 range double target for the energy explosion that does penetrating damage. Anyway, then we'll just click through him here. Click, click, click. Get some Earthbound there. You know, he's got some Outwit, some Perplex, some Blades. Gets a little bit willpower there at the end. His stats just kind of dip pretty hard for a 117-point figure. Like I said, with the Sinister Syndicate team ability, that can help, and you know, he can get a +1 attack if there's a Spider-Man on the map. So not too bad, really cool sculpt, and he's going to come in at number 5. Coming in at number 4, we have this other Green Goblin from the 10th anniversary set, flying on the more broom-themed glider, I guess you'd call it. Nothing too special about this guy. He's just 75 points, has a Celebrity, Hammer, Scientist, Thunderbolts keywords, and he's got a Battlefield promotion where you can actually turn him into the number 5 pick that we just looked at. So basically, whenever he hits 1 or more opposing characters after actions resolve, you can place a promotion token on him, and then you may roll a d6 that can't be rerolled and add 1 for each promotion token. And then as soon as you get an 8 or higher, you can replace him with that other 10th anniversary Green Goblin on the same click number. So, you know, if you want to turn into that one, you can do that. It's pretty cool. Main reason I like this guy a little bit more than the rare version, we'll just take a quick look at his stats here. So he does have flight with a 8 movement running shot, 11 attack, and 4 damage with a 6 range double target, and willpower. So just right off the bat, you know, a little more range, more attack and damage, and starts with willpower at least to kind of help him move up, and then actually running shot. Not quite as much movement, but still just a lot more power. And he's only 75 points, so he's coming in like 42 points less than the other version. To be able to do more damage, really. Only thing that sucks is that he doesn't have a Sinister Syndicate team ability. But you can push him onto some Outwit, energy explosion there, and then, yeah, he just gets a little bit of toughness, and then goes back to willpower. Double target incap with pretty low stats again, but it doesn't suck quite as much since he's a lot less points. But he is fun, and it's awesome if you get that promotion off to switch him to the other one. It's really cool. So for all those reasons, he's coming in at number 4. Coming in at number 3, we have the Green Goblin common from the Superior Foes of Spider-Man set. So this guy's pretty cool. I also have the Norman Osborn here because I want to talk about him with him here for a second. So he's got Hammer, Sinister Syndicate, and Thunderbolt's keywords again. He starts out with a really cool defense power that says he can use Mastermind and Toughness, and he can use Mastermind regardless of point value if the friendly character shares a keyword. So that actually got changed. Mastermind just does that now. It just works like that as long as they share a keyword. But it was cool that he had it before it was cool, before everyone else could do that. But he also has this really awesome damage special that says Green Goblin can use Enhancement and Perplex. That is super handy. This is more of a supportive Green Goblin than like an actual like main attacker. 5 range, 6 movement, sidestep, 9 attack, 16 with that Mastermind special, and 2 damage with the Perplex and Enhancement special. And then he does have the, of course, Sinister Syndicate team ability. And now on the back half of his dial, he does go up to some charge, super strength. If you manage to grab a heavy object along the way, he can hit for some good damage. Or he could also just give out his 11 attack with his team ability. Could come in handy as well. The main reason I like this Green Goblin is really more to just combo him with this Norman Osborn. Might be cheating a little bit, but hey, Norman is still the Green Goblin. But anyway, he's got this awesome trait that says at the beginning of the game, you may place a character named Green Goblin from your sideline on this card on any click number and choose a power on that click, and Norman Osborn can use that power this game. So it doesn't say standard power, it just says power. So you can choose a special power like his really awesome defense power or his really awesome Enhancement Perplex power, which is usually the one that I choose. And then we can take a look at his dial there. He starts out with Stealth, Willpower, Outwit, and it's only 50 points. So if you add on Enhancement and Perplex to that, he's got Willpower. So you could also give him the Toughness and Mastermind special if you wanted to. But I think the Stealth keeps him pretty well protected enough. And yeah, 50 points for Stealth, Outwit, Perplex, and Enhancement is pretty nice. But on his own, this Green Goblin is 65 points. He does have Sidestep, and you know, that might help you more just to maneuver him around for those abilities. But they're both great, and yeah, they're coming in at number 3. Coming in at number 2 is actually the newest Green Goblin currently. It just came out of the Spider-Man and Venom Absolute Carnage set. Again, love the sculpt on this guy with that awesome pumpkin bomb throwing effect, and the armor looks really cool, nice and shiny. So awesome sculpt on this one. Again, I brought Norman Osborn here because, again, to talk about him for a second, but mainly going to be talking about the Green Goblin here. So he's got Cabal, Dark Avengers, Sinister Syndicate, Thunderbolts, Politician keywords. He has a trait that you can start the game with the pumpkin bombs equipped at no cost. So take a quick look at the pumpkin bombs right off the bat. Gives you Energy Explosion with a minimum range value of 4 and knockback, but only during range attacks. And this character can be given range destroy actions regardless of their damage value. So that's pretty cool. You know, you can blow up a wall even if you only have 1 or 2 damage. And Energy Explosion with a minimum 4 range, and then knockback. Not too bad. And he also has another trait here that a lot of the Sinister Syndicate had in this set. Yet another Sinister 6. Adjacent friendly characters with the Sinister Syndicate keyword modify attack +1 or +2 instead if targeting a character with the Spider-Man family keyword. So that's great. Just a straight up +1 attack for friendly adjacent characters with the Sinister Syndicate keyword. I mean, that's awesome. That whole team ability is about sharing high attack values, and then if they take his, or maybe somebody else adjacent that has, like, you know, better 11 or 12 or something, then you can get a +1 or even a +2 against Spider-Man family. Anyway, moving on, he's got a special attack that gives him Precision Strike, but he may use it when attacking 2 or more characters, which is great now that Precision Strike only works against single targets. Being able to multi-target is amazing, especially when you combo that with the Energy Explosion from the Pumpkin Bombs. So basically, all the Energy Explosion targets are going to take a minimum of 1 from that Precision. And then when given a range destroy action, Green Goblin may destroy up to 3 objects and or pieces of blocking terrain, as long as he has line of fire to each of them. Again, awesome. If you're going to take the action to destroy 1 square of blocking, why not make it 3? Barrier is a pretty big thing right now. Lots of people playing cheap barrier figures. So to be able to have that ability to destroy 3 squares of blocking is awesome. Moving on to his stats here. 6 range, triple target, 11 movement, running shot, and flight with an 11 attack, 18 toughness, 3 damage with leadership. Again, only 75 points, so very solid. Goes into some sidestep there. Has that cool energy explosion, or sorry, precision strike special, the whole dial. He does get the energy explosion from the pumpkin bombs. Of course, he's got the Sinister Syndicate team ability there to share that 11 attack, and then +1 it to 12 is going to be really helpful. And then you might notice these extra 3 clicks there at the back end. That, of course, is going to be for the secret identity mechanic here from Norman Osborn. So, of course, you can just play Norman Osborn, and then when he would be KO'd, you can turn him into Green Goblin or any of these other guys here. But then if that character would be KO'd, then they score an additional 25 points from his points. Not too bad. Kind of gives you like a stop click and then turn into whatever character you want, in a sense. He also has opposing characters within 4 squares can't use Mastermind, and he has Leadership and Outwit, as well as also having Sinister Syndicate team ability. And yeah, pretty good. He's only 40 points. He's got Stealth and Mastermind and Autonomous. Yeah, so he can do a lot for your team. He can just be a stealthy outwitter. Got Mastermind to protect him. He can Leadership off your characters. He can actually make decent attack rolls with the Sinister Syndicate team ability there. He does have a 4 range, so don't forget about that. And, why not shoot? Because he is autonomous. So, pretty cool stuff that he can do. And then if he gets knocked out, you can switch him into this Green Goblin. Same thing, actually, with his son, Harry Osborn. You could also switch him into this Green Goblin. But this Green Goblin is great. Honestly, the only thing I think keeping him from being number 1 for me personally is lack of willpower. If he had Indomitable, would have been really close pick for number 1 probably. So yeah, this guy is great, and he's coming in at number 2. All right, and before we get to our number 1 pick, we have a quick honorable mention here. We've got the classic from Web of Spider-Man, Green Goblin, and again, this sculpt is amazing. They do a pretty good job on some Green Goblin sculpts, I gotta say. Old school, but still not terrible. Even today, this guy can do some fun things. He does have this special attack power down here that gives him energy explosion, and he can use it normally, or he can use it as if he had triple target and gets a range of 4. 122 points is pretty much the only thing keeping this guy off the list. He's just the most points pretty much of just about any Green Goblin, but he does have the cool specials. He gets combat reflexes and toughness there. Just a little bit odd because he is a primarily range figure, running shot, but then he also has super strength, and he's got that special defense and some perplex. Kind of hard to see there, sorry. His sculpt is pretty huge. 6 range, or you can make it a 4 with triple target with the energy explosion he gets later on in his dial. Yeah, and again, no willpower, and his stats fall pretty low. Honestly, I don't know if you guys noticed that so far, but they are not kind to the stats of Green Goblins. I don't know why. I guess maybe he doesn't hit enough pumpkin bombs on Spider-Man, but I think that's more Spider-Man's spider senses than his aim. But then again, he did hit himself once with a glider, right? So maybe he does deserve an 8 attack most of the time. I don't know. You guys tell me. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get to our number 1 pick for Green Goblin. And Goblin gliding his way into our number 1 spot is, of course, the Earth X Super Rare with the Goblin Glider equipment. This guy, again, pretty awesome sculpt there, flying around on the glider. Super cool. Love it. All of the ones that are actually flying on the glider always look great. So good job on that. They do always make good Goblin glider sculpts, at least. They do a good job of that. But anyway, so taking a look at what he can do, of course, he's got Dark Avengers, Sinister Syndicate, Thunderbolts, and Politician keyword. He's got a trait that lets him start the game with the Goblin Glider equipped at no cost. And taking a look at what the Goblin Glider does, gives him flight, running shot, and if this character is named Green Goblin or can already use running shot, then this character can use hypersonic speed. So that's great, of course. We'll take a look at his dial here in a minute. But he also starts with another trait that says if the Green Goblin's dial displays Outwit, friendly characters with Sinister Syndicate keyword have protected Outwit. And if his dial displays Perplex, friendly characters with the Sinister Syndicate keyword have protected Perplex, which also means he could not perplex himself. So it is a cool give and take there. He has a special defense power, Stop Regeneration. Don't forget that he would heal one less because you heal one less with regeneration on stop clicks. And then he has this super awesome special damage power, Impaled by the Remote Control Glider. Free KO a Goblin Glider equipped to Green Goblin. If you do, modify attack +3 and make a ranged attack targeting a single opposing character that deals 3 penetrating damage instead of normal damage. And if it misses, KO the Green Goblin. I love that. It's so cool. You get to KO the equipped glider to just shoot it at somebody for 3 penetrating damage with a +3 to his attack. And, it's really all or nothing. You either kill him in the process or you get a nice 3 damage penetrating shot on somebody. So taking a look at his dial here, he does have a 6 range double target, sidestep for almost the whole dial, and don't forget he will have running shot and hypersonic because his name's Green Goblin, and he will have flight as well from the glider. So he can running shot and sidestep or hypersonic and sidestep. Lots of good combos there. Precision strike to start out with on the 75 point line. Indomitable and a 17 defense with invulnerability, and starts with a 3 damage with leadership. You can also play him at a 50 point line, and he'll start with that energy explosion, toughness, and perplex. I don't really like starting at the 50 point line because everybody being protected, perplex, kind of, if you're playing a Sinister Syndicate theme team anyway, kind of defeats the purpose of having it, I guess. I would much rather have the 75 point line, and then if you needed to, you could push him onto the second click to get Outwit and give everybody protected Outwit, which is going to be freaking awesome. And then don't forget also on that last click with the stop click, you could actually up his attack value to an 11 or something with Sinister Syndicate team ability, and then he still gets a +3 when making that final all or nothing attack there. So he could actually have like a 14 attack for the 3 penetrating damage, which is pretty reliable, I'd say, but could still miss that somehow. But yeah, I really love this Green Goblin. Not a lot to him, but he's got Indom, he's got Invulnerability, which they also don't give him very often. Actually decent values comparatively to most Green Goblins, really. As you can see by all the ones I've shown you guys, they don't usually have that great of stats. But yeah, the protected thing is also a cool, weird genius or madness thing. I love that. I do try to push onto the Outwit sometimes when necessary, and I mean the glider does so much for him, being able to choose between running shot or hypersonic and having that sidestep to get back away further. Just so much movement potential, and yeah, he's just all around really good Goblin at either point value. So for all of those reasons, he's coming in at number 1 for Green Goblin for me. Secret bonus honorable mention, Red Goblin. I don't want to actually include him on the list because he is a carnageized version of the Green Goblin. But Red Goblin is so freaking awesome. I just wanted to kind of show him off too and be like, yeah, there he is. I know somebody's going to say in the comments, why didn't you talk about Red Goblin? Because he's not Green Goblin, obviously. But he is really freaking cool. And this is a Halloween-themed episode, so what better way to end it than with a surprise, much more terrifying version of the Green Goblin. So starting off, he's got Codex, Maximum Carnage, Sinister Syndicate, and Monster keywords. He's got a trait where he can start the game with both the Pumpkin Bombs that we looked at on our number 2 pick and the Carnage Symbiote equipped but only if you paid 110 points. If you paid just 50 points for him, then you can get one of them. But since we already looked at the pumpkin bombs, I'll just show you the symbiote real quick. It gives you plasticity, shape change, and whenever this character KOs an opposing character after resolutions, you can heal 1 click. And if they add the codex keyword, you can heal 3 clicks instead, so that's pretty nice. So of course, plasticity and shape change are gonna come in handy, as well as some extra healing whenever you KO something. He also has traded steel energy, so anytime he hits anybody, he's gonna get some more healing from that as well. And opposing characters with the Spider-Man family keyword get a -1 for their super senses, which is great. I mean, there's so much Spider-Man family going around right now with all the chases and everything, being able to add anybody onto the team. So definitely gonna get some use out of that. Symbiote armor on his defense gives him invulnerability, and he can reduce penetrating damage, which is really nice. It's almost like invincible, but it's not. Invincible, the only real difference between that and invincible is that invincible doesn't let you take more than 3 at a time. So it's kind of like a light invincible. But then he also has a cool special on his damage, which gives him exploit weakness, and when he KOs an opposing character after resolutions, opposing characters that share a keyword with that KO'd character modify combat values by -1 until your next turn. So that's great. Anytime he kills something, he's going to potentially -1 the combat values of your opponent's whole team, as well as potentially heal 2 clicks from Steel Energy and Carnage Symbiote. Yeah, that's awesome. 110 points is quite a bit, but he's going to do a lot for the team. He also has Sinister Syndicate team ability as well, so he can hand out that 11 or borrow an 11 maybe when he gets down to a 10 there at the end. At 12 movement with charge, though, and flight is great. 11 attack with blades, 18 with that invuln special, and 4 damage with the exploit special. Probably wouldn't risk rolling for blades if you already have a 4 damage. But, you know, back when it gets to a 3 down there, why not? 5 range double target is cool for his energy explosion from the pumpkin bombs, if you have that equipped as well. Some flurry and poison there at the end. And again, that Norman Osborn we took a look at number 2 can turn into this guy for some charged super strength there. So pretty cool. Pretty awesome stuff that this guy can do. But that's going to do it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for this top 5 list. As always, if you enjoyed it, make sure you smash that like button for me. And don't forget to let me know in the comments who you'd like to see on a future top 5 list. And don't forget to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any more awesome videos. And a huge thank you to this month's Patreon patrons. If you guys would like to help support the channel, there's links to the Patreon in the description down below. So you can see your name here in the credits, as well as some other awesome things that we've got for you guys, so make sure you check that out. But again, thank you guys for watching, and until next time, this has been Heroclix Headquarters, signing off.